Hi, welcome to my channel. If you are someone who has been struggling with chronic fatigue or medical gaslighting and you're incredibly frustrated, you've come to the right place. I know exactly where you're coming from. This channel is not for medical advice, but it is to share what I've discovered on my journey. Back in 2009, I was told I had a life expectancy of 12 to 18 months. My pituitary gland wasn't working, and I was receiving injections 4 times a week, and I was continuing to decline. This was after a decade of doing the exercising, diet, modifications, you name it. And it was very frustrating, and I was very hopeless, really, because what do you do when you've tried everything that you know about? And so what I ended up doing is I started journaling. Yeah, lots of journals. And I just started writing everything down. And at the slightest chance of anything being better, I wrote it down and just kept taking notes for almost 5 years. And then I had an aha moment, and it's like, oh my gosh, I think this is what is really going on. I think this is what determines whether or not a person has an opportunity to be well or not. And so then I continued to study and to test my hypothesis. And so an hypothesis is basically a question that you present that you want to test to see if it is true. And so I don't like it when people say that this is a dish theory, because a theory is a lot further along than a hypothesis. So this is really just the very beginning, cutting edge hypothesis. And it needs to be tested. But since I'm a stay-at-home mom and I've been homeschooling my kids for the last 20 years, I don't have any letters behind my name. I don't have a group of peers to help me out or anything like that. And so I do have a Bachelor of Science degree, rusty one, be it that, other than helping my kids with their physics and chemistry and stuff like that. But that being said, I want to share what I've discovered. And I think it's incredibly important, because I think it puts us into 2 separate categories. And so one group, we have what I call a working dish. And when you have a working dish, the methods that are supposed to be working work. You do this and this happens. You do that, this happens. But if your dish is broken, you try to do the same thing as a person with a working dish and it doesn't work. And then we think we must be being oversensitive. We must be crazy, and then when we start doubting our own self because of the gaslighting that goes on with the medical industry. Well, you're being, this stuff, I won't even go there. Okay. So, but that being said, it can be manually done. You can, when the dish isn't working, you can do manual things to make it act like it's working. So it doesn't matter if the dish is automatic or manual. As long as it's working, it works. And the reason I know this is because the stuff that did not work for me in the past, when I did the dish manually, that stuff would now work. And so on this YouTube channel and my blog, I'm going to be sharing this information with the general public. And again, it's not medical advice, and it is the baby stage. It's a hypothesis. But that being said, though, I have written down in a nutshell what I've learned, what I figured out, how it affected my health, and how I could do it manually. And so that's what this book is about. And then this book is a real simple, easy read. And this explains what it looks like, because the concept is really simple, but implementing it is difficult. And so I'm still working on trying to figure out ways to make it easier to implement. But for now, this will show you what it looks like on a very simple, basic level. And so if that's stuff that's intriguing to you, you came to the right place, and I hope you stick around. Subscribe and follow me. There you go.